This is Chris, the Idaho Painter, here on Tool Talk Tuesday. Today I got a really cool product to introduce you to. It is the reusable caulking tube. It's going to save you money and it's going to save the environment. This is something you want to check out, so stay tuned for this video. All right, here it is. This is the reusable caulking tube, and this is created by Tower Sealants. They make one of the best caulkings that I've ever used. Tower Tech 2 is my go-to caulking, but they created this reusable caulking tube. Now, why in the heck does that even matter? And I know I've been hearing there's some legislation out there that's possibly gonna get rid of single-use plastics, and it's gonna make caulking tubes more difficult to get a hold of. Over the last several years, COVID-related issues, supply chain-related issues made these tubes difficult to get a hold of, and caulking became very hard to find and hard to get. So down the road, we could run into supply chain issues. We could run into legislation that does not allow caulking manufacturers to make single-use tubes, and it might be a little bit hard to get a hold of. So this is where using this type of tube now and getting used to it may make a big difference for you down the road. It also saves you money. If you're into your margins and cutting costs and making more money, and you're going through a lot of caulking, this might help you out immediately. But what it is, it's a reusable caulking tube. I'll show you what it does. It comes with this metal top right here. This is the top to your caulking tube. It has tips, reusable tips that screw on. It goes right on the top. It has a plunger inside that slides up and down that dispenses your caulking. One of the great things about this tool is you can actually use it with any caulking gun that you have. Now, I've tested it with cheap caulking guns. This is the caulking gun that I typically use on my job sites. It's my favorite, made by Dripless. I've tested it with Dripless's, couple dollar caulking guns, and it works with any caulking gun. Now, how it works is you have a tube right here. This one, the plunger's kind of in the middle in an odd place because I pulled out the caulking before it was, or the sausage before it was already dispensed. But I'll just take a new one right here, and I'm gonna load up a sausage right here. I'm gonna take out the tip right here. Sausage just goes down inside that tube just like that. This is the reusable tube. These are sausages. The sausages come in 21 to a standard caulking pack. Now, we're used to getting only 12 in a pack. Now you have a box that will actually hold 21 packs of sausages, and that's gonna save you space in itself right there. But prior to dropping your sausage in, it's banded on both ends with this little band. I typically always carry a set of wire cutters with me for all kinds of different things, pulling nails and stuff like that. It's just in my tool bag. I just use a pair of wire cutters. Now, you can use scissors, you can use wire cutters, and you just snip that thing right off. So it's one of the tools that you'll have to have when using these sausage packs. Sausage packs just slides down inside there. Now I'm gonna just screw on my top. I'll use the new one that came with it. It doesn't screw on, it actually just slips in. The nozzle right here just screws right on, and now this tube is ready to go. I do want to cut my angle right here, how I want my tube to be dispensed. I could set it in there, cut it with a knife, or you can cut it with the blade on your gun. So the blade on this gun right here, it's a pretty sharp blade. I like little small 45-degree angles on there, and this is one of the drawbacks to the blades inside there. Sometimes they leave a little bit overhanging on the end, but you can just trim that off. Now it's ready to go. I'm gonna set this up, and now it's just like any other caulking gun right here, and it's gonna begin dispensing caulking just like that. You can see I'm gonna put some caulking down here, just dispense the caulking. Just like this. It's no different than any other caulking gun. What's really cool about this is it's reusable and it uses significantly less waste. So I think it's like around 86 cubic inches of waste goes into one of these into one of the sausage packs versus about 576 cubic inches of waste going into this, tossing it into the landfill. All right, so I'm gonna give you just kind of a demonstration of what it would look like out on the job site. Not using a table with me, it's hands-free. So I got my caulking gun. I'm just going to, load up my tube of caulking right here. I'm gonna use this tube of caulking, and you can see I've been messing with this quite a bit because I got a lot of caulking sitting here piled up. And this would be kind of like I'm caulking my house. There's a big hole in the house. Trying to fill it all up. Just caulking right along. This house needs a lot of caulking. Trying to fill a big gap. So you can see, getting close to the end of the tube of caulking. Now, for purposes to show you what it's like on the job site and not in a video, when I'm done right here, I'm just going to take my tube of caulking out. I'm just going to hang my gun from my belt or pants. I'm just going to pull this off. I'm going to toss it aside, toss it on the ground, wherever I want to put it. I'm going to put another tube of sausage down inside. I always have when I'm doing exteriors, I always have my tool bag with me. It always has wire cutters. Now you can use, once again, wire cutters or scissors. I can just toss that in my tool bag so that piece of metal doesn't drop on the ground or in the grass or anything. There, it's reloaded. It's gonna go back in my gun, and I'm ready to go and start caulking. So you can see it took me, I would say, maybe 2 to 3 tubes to get that process down. I thought it was going to be this long process where it's just going to take me days to try to get used to it, and I was going to be fumbling around. And I was just like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I thought it was going to be really messy, but you can see it's very simple, easy to do. These things pull out with just your fingernails. Very simple. Toss them aside, pick them up, throw them away. Very simple and easy product. I'm absolutely amazed. And out of all the use, the only complaint I would have, or drawback that I would have at the end of the day, if you have some caulking in your tube, you really don't want to let this set around and dry out. I'm not sure if the inside, because it is sealed, if it would dry out or not. I never let it set around, so I always ended my day. I just took this off, and then I just tossed this in water, put it back on, and started reusing it. The tube of caulking never dried out because it's in a foil pack, and away I went the next day again. I'm not sure how long the foil or the sausage pack would last without this cap on top there. If it would last days, weeks, or stuff, I'm not quite sure. Absolutely amazing, simple, and easy to use. So there's nothing different about these sausage packs. They carry the same exact caulking that you would typically buy from twentytwo. They got a lot of different varieties of caulking. They've only got a couple different flavors that go into the sausage tubes now. I believe twentytwo is going to be added into these sausages, coming up fairly soon. There it is. It's very simple, easy to use. Now, one of the things I typically do is when I'm out caulking on the job site, I keep multiple tubes of caulking in my back pocket. No different. My concern was, am I going to be able to carry around multiple tubes of caulking just like I typically do? I usually have 4, 2 in each pocket. Now you can see I got 2 sausage tubes in each pocket, easily accessible. That's something that I think is very important. How easy is it to change out your caulking tubes? Very simple, easy to do. Now I'm going to give you a couple little tips about using these tubes that I found out. One thing is you want to lubricate the tubes about every 10 sausage packs, 10 to 20 sausage packs that are running through here. Now I've run this tube probably around 15. I haven't lubricated. I typically keep in my vehicle mineral oil, and this is a thing of mineral oil right here. I actually get these with my fishing rods, and you're just going to want to take it and just wipe some mineral oil down inside there, and that just keeps that plunger lubricated. Another little handy tip, it's instead of mineral oil, which is completely environmentally safe, works really good, you can use like cooking spray, like Pam cooking spray. You can spray that down inside there, and that's going to lubricate that plunger and keep it working easily. So I've lubricated my plunger. I can just move it down to the end, move it to the opposite end. Make sure that lubrication is dispensed evenly all the way to the end. Now I'm ready to add another tube, and it's been lubricated. Now you might ask, how do I go about getting these tubes right here? So, is that going to cost me a lot of money? And are the little nozzles, are they going to be readily available too? Now, every single sausage pack you buy right here comes with 28 sausages. It comes with 21 sausages. It comes with 2 free nozzles. So there's 2 free nozzles in every single pack. So you can have your nozzles cut at different sizes if you want. You can have a flat cut on one. You can have an angled cut on another. And if I'm using multiple of them, I'm just going to unscrew one, toss it in water, and it's never going to dry out. It's very simple and easy to clean up. Now, how much is this going to cost you? Some of you are going to say, oh my gosh, how am I going to make up the cost of buying this, to switch over to sausage packs? Well, Tower Sealants has made these available for free. So you buy a package of these, the caulking right now, and these are free. You get 2 to a box. So it comes, here's the box right here. You're going to get 2 of these reusable tubes. Comes with a brochure that gives you some instructions, gives you a little bit of information about the product, but it gives you 2 free tubes, 2 free caps right here. Now, the tube itself, it's plastic. It's, obviously could wear out over time. The cap itself, this is a metal cap right here, and this thing is almost completely indestructible. Now, I've been using this now for this system and setup for a full entire, interior. We've been doing a 1950s remodel, and once again, it first, when I got the thing, I thought this is going to be just too much of a pain in the neck, switching out, changing everything. But I was very, very surprised how easy it was. After the first 1 or 2 tubes, it got very simple and easy to do. It wasn't messy at all. Wasn't any messier than typically caulking with regular caulking. And once again, a lot less waste. With that, a lot less garbage you're sending to the landfill. So some of you are going to want to know, how much am I going to save by using these sausage packs? This is going to come, probably into play with people doing new construction and going through pallets of caulking. I think you're going to save right around 15 cents, per tube of caulking or sausage. So a tube of this is going to save product, comparing the same product. If it was, Tower Tech 2, you're going to be about 15 cents cheaper for sausage versus a tube. You'll get hundreds of uses out of this plastic tube. You're going to get one use out of this plastic tube, was going to end up in the landfill, and a lot of times it's going to still have caulking inside of it, which is not good for the environment also. And then these tubes, the caulking does dry up inside these tubes and makes them unusable also. So a couple of the key points about this product is it does save you money. So it's about 15 cents less, and it is really good for the environment. You're putting significant less waste in the environment, and specifically, you're not putting one-use plastics in the environment. You're using something like this hundreds of times versus just one time, which is, when you think about it, all across the United States, all across the world, we're putting hundreds of thousands, even millions of these caulking tubes into the landfills. And so this is good to redo something like this. You will probably run into supply chain issues down the road. and not being able to use one-use plastics, and you're probably going to be forced to using something like this down the road. So you may want to try to get used to it now, give it a test. Tower Sealants is making the process very simple and easy. Once again, they're adding 2 of the tips to every single box. When you buy one of these boxes, I'm not sure if I made it clear, but the 2 tubes doesn't come inside the 21 pack, but who you buy it from. So your dealer or distributor, they're going to provide you with one of these kits for free. And it's got 2 of the tubes in it, and it's got 2 of the tips in that also. And then I know Tower Sealants, I talked to them, recently about these tips, because I can see down the road where if you're doing like stucco and rough surfaces, you might be going through a lot of these tips. And I was like, I think, I'm going to want like 50 of these tips available in my vehicle, to be able to use if I'm wearing through them, if I'm caulking stucco or rough sawn cedar or anything on concrete, stuff like that, that might, wear these tips down really fast. Or if I'm, doing some precise caulking with a 45-degree angle, if it wears a tip flat, I want to have access to these, and they're going to make them. They are in the process of making, I think, like 30 and 50 packs of these, and they're only going to be pennies, so they're going to be really, really cheap. So it's something I know. I've tested it. It's a great product. It's something you should look into. It's the reusable caulking tube. If you've got any feedback on this, leave it down in the comment section below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know about eco-friendly products, what your thoughts are about with that. I mean, are you guys running into supply chain issues, caulking related issues? And no, over the last year, I was ordering caulking for our store, and we couldn't get caulking for quite a while because there was a shortage of the plastic tubes. And if we didn't have to use these tubes and we can use reusable tubes, we wouldn't have had that problem. We wouldn't have had to stop painting because the caulking wasn't available. If you've got anything from this video, give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It really keeps us making more videos and sharing more tools. If you got a tool that you think is a game-changing tool, something that's really important that we should talk about here on Tool Talk Tuesday, let us know. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time we come out with a new video or a Tool Talk video. It's free, it's simple to do, it's 2 clicks. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell, because if you don't hit the notification bell, the subscribe button really doesn't do anything. I don't even know why they have 2. They should just make 1, but that's YouTube for you. So anyways, we'll see you next time right here on Paint Life TV. Out.